Greetings, students. So an Art 1 project I like to do is the cartooning unit. So one option would be caricatures. You can do famous people, usually big bodies, or small bodies rather than big heads. You can do ink or watercolor on top of them. So if you're interested in the caricature unit, I'll go through that because it is a little difficult. You have to think about exaggerated features, right? Large noses, small chins, crazy hair. Do not do people they're going to get offended. Do famous people, they're out in the public. That's the risk that they take in their occupation. Think about those features after you've picked someone, that you'd like to do a caricature of. I recommend having an image ready, a printout. You can always email it to me. Think about those, crazy features, right? Big chin, big pompadour hair, squinty little eyes, big teeth, so on. Pencil first, and then you need to think about inking. So again, big heads, small bodies, right? I wouldn't overdo the shading. I would think about more or less what you could do with the inking. So here's how you can ink. You can do it with a marker. You can do it with an ink pen. You can do it with a quill on a nib, like calligraphy pen, or you can use a brush. All with India ink on the last two options here for inking. The brush, you can see it has a much softer, rougher quality. Just use water, kind of like watercolor, and you can thin it down. It is permanent. So do not wear good clothes. Definitely wear an apron. Test it out first, right? Brush, quill. Think about the eyedropper and colored inks. Now, they're very expensive, but I could let you use them so you can kind of see how they work. It does not revive like watercolor. It will be permanent once it dries. Option 2 is doing a comic, but you have to do a story. So if you like narrative, beginning, middle, and end, a character and action, make sure you have actual gutters, the spaces in between each of the panels, right? You need blurbs, like little talking boxes, so on, right? You could also do, if you don't want to do a story exactly like a comic story, and if you want to do it in a more fun style, you can do a commercial proposal, which is like a storyboard layout for a commercial. So it's just a variation on option 2. The third option would essentially be the editorial, like the political cartoon, which would be a much more detailed colored image or a very heavy, amount of values, right? So here I've just went on my JFK demo to do the marker. Nice, big, bold, cartoony outlines. So again, just kind of think about what you'd want to do, experiment. You can always play with animation as well. You can play with your Chromebook and to play with an app. It's a good, fun, challenging, and open-ended project that gives you a nice introduction.